Welcome to Subramani. Couple of days ago, I posted on Twitter that about a nurse earning about 3,000 per day. I'm not exaggerating, 3,000 per day. And he was telling this lady, you need to pay me more because your son is earning in the US. Now, the trigger, most people said, oh, 3,000 is too high. Then there is somebody who said, oh, there are people who are asset rich and cash flow poor, things like that. That's not the purpose of posting this. I'm just saying that when a 73-year-old deploys a nurse or employs a nurse to look after her 83-year-old or 82-year-old husband who is bedridden, and he has to be fed through tube, his catheter has to be changed, his diaper has to be changed, and he has to be given sponge bath. Remember, it's an extremely skilled job. Feeding people through the tube, cleaning the tube, removing the tube, right? All that is not very easy, and not everybody can do it. And so, is 3,000 high or low? I'm not getting into it because it's clear supply and demand. There are just not enough. There is not enough supply of male nurses. And therefore this lady is now more or less dependent. I mean, I would almost have used the word addicted to him, because she cannot look after her husband without him. Where is the support? Son is in US, so maybe moral support, financial support, but nothing beyond that. So don't get into oh, this guy is overpaid. I got some stupid comments saying, oh, this rate is very high, I can do it. It's not something. It's not such a unskilled job that anybody can do it, right? It's not writing code. It's not doing a CA's job. Those are all jobs which can be taught, which there is enough supply, and many people are wanting to do it. This is not a job which too many people are wanting to do it. It has to be a person with extremely low ego who is willing to help somebody to change somebody's diaper day in and day out. It's not an easy job. So first of all, don't ridicule this by saying, oh, if I get this, I will do it. To do this, you need at least 4 years of education, including 1 year of training in that, a nursing degree, and the empathy to work with senior citizens. Nothing is easy, right? The senior citizen will shout at you. I mean, they may have lost. So look at some of the comments, which says that this carer should be fired and a new person with realistic expectation for his skills should be hired. Realistic expectations you can talk about only when there is a large supply for you to choose from. There is not enough large supply. Secondly, what is the question of realistic expectation? Because a chartered accountant who is a rank holder gets a starting salary of 35 lakhs a year, that is 3 lakhs a month, which is very high, right? So if you think 3 lakhs is high, well, when 1 lakh is not very, if you think 3 lakhs per month is fair, then 1 lakh per month is also got to be fair, because this person is coming with 15 years experience as a nurse. That's not small. You want a fresh CA to get 35 lakhs, there is no reason an experienced nurse can't get 1 lakh per month. But the question is, how does he behave and those kind of things, and unfortunately or fortunately you cannot control any of those things. And the worst thing is the dependence that a person has, that a family has on the caregiver is huge. This guy is 24 hours duty at 3,000 rupees per day. It is not 3,000 rupees for 8 hours, it's 3,000 rupees per 24 hours. So he's on duty. I mean, he could be eating, sleeping, everything in their house. So it's 3,000 plus fully paid food and board, right? So put another 500 rupees to it, then so therefore it is 3,500 per person to look after a person. So there are 2-3 things which come out. One is the amount of money that you have to pay just for the caregiver is about 1 lakh per month. So plus other medicines and other consumables, diapers, the tubes, the catheter and things like that. So look at that cost of looking after a senior citizen. If you have not done it, you don't know it. So the second is the stress that the caregiver goes through. The caregiver has to make sure that the that the nurse who is there gets his food on time, gets his coffee on time, or gets his tea on time, right? So looking after that person. So ideally you want one full-time servant at home who will do all the other work, because this person is a specialized person. He's not going to make food, he's not going to cook for himself, not going to wash clothes. So you need support for that. You need somebody to you do the sweeping and swabbing, right? What we call jadu patta in Hindi. You need somebody for that. You need somebody who will clean the vessels. Maybe you need a cook. Maybe you need a cook who will make food for the person who is bedridden also. So that might cost money. So just imagine the costs of looking after a person who is in bed. So senior citizen costs is what I was trying to drive at when I posted this on Twitter. So pick up some lessons from this is senior citizen care is scary for many of us who may be, for some of us who are childless, for some people whose children are abroad. This is a reality that you have to live in a senior citizen home. When should you move to a senior citizen home? Maybe by the time you're 70. Do you need this kind of geriatric care at 70? No. So you move into a senior citizen home by the time the older person is 70. So if the husband is 70 and the wife is 65, then when the husband is 70, and go to a senior citizen home which has got an attached geriatric care. When, at what age you will need geriatric care is unknown, because there are people who have been speaking to me very well, and the next day morning you know that they have been admitted in hospital, then there is bed sore, then there has been a heart attack, then there is a water filling up in the lungs, and the slide can be very, very fast. You never know. So for somebody it can be 76, for somebody it can be 78, for somebody it can be 70. There is nothing. I know a person who at 68 got dementia, she had cancer, and they struggled a lot. She died at the age of I think 75 or 76, but 8 years they spent a huge amount of mental effort, physical effort, money, just looking after that person for 8 years, bedridden, staying at home. Luckily there was a relative who was a nurse who provided continuous nursing for that woman. So if it's a woman, you need a woman nurse. If it's a man, you need a male nurse. And you need a nurse 24/7, because the other person who is a caregiver is also 70 years of age, or at least 65 years of age. At 65 it may be possible, but at 72 that the spouse may not be able to attend, right? So you need all that help. You need the paraphernalia surrounding it. You need your children's love and affection. Perhaps you have provided enough money. If you have not provided enough money, you need money for doing that. So this video or this tweet on Twitter is not just about how a caregiver can hold you to ransom. That of course he will. He realizes very quickly that this woman does not have anybody else for support. Son is in US. They have money. So well, why don't you give it to me? And 24 hours you need. So ideally you should have 2 people for 12 hours each. But sometimes it's just not available, right? So get into the problem, please, and think geriatric care. You don't have enough institutions offering help. You do not have enough nursing. You don't have enough nurses who are trained in geriatric care, right? All that. So very good chance that many of these trained nurses will leave India if we don't respect and treat them well. We have a huge retirement time bomb waiting to explode. Thank you.